taking a little bit of a break from the Road to Master ranked play shenanigans here on the channel because I need to level up the Whitley LMG to make my final videos on that. Well, camera, why you skip? You're a very expensive piece of equipment. Why you do this? I literally hit record 10 seconds ago. But like I said, we are heading back to the casual side of things today because I need to finish the Whitley. I hope you guys are going to be ready for that. However, there is a caveat to that. While we are going to be in the casual playlist, I'm going to be talking about the OpTic Major that just happened. I'm going to give some thoughts on that because I have a lot of free time to talk about stuff in this video because we already know about the Whitley. It's busted. If you guys enjoy this video at any point, please leave that like down below. Boys and girls, it's free and it helps out so much. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss a daily upload. I said daily, by the way. But let's hop into some gameplay and get some thoughts across. Real quick before we hop into the meat and potatoes of today's video, because I know some of you are going to be curious, this is where we're starting off with the Whitley today. We have it up to level 49. I have the recoil booster, the 28 Gracie MK9, the Mark 6 skeletal, 50 BMG 150 round box, lengthened fabric, discard on hand, Gracie EK8, and slate reflector. That is what we're rocking with right now. But the topic for today's video, CDL Major 1, the OpTic Home Series, OpTic Texas Major 1, the OpTic Major, whatever you want to call it. In my opinion, it's the first LAN we've had for Call of Duty in a very long time, and I know some of you that may be watching this that may be familiar with how Call of Duty esports works, or you're very avid fans of it. You're like, Tuck, what do you mean? There were LANs last season. Major 5 and Champs were on LAN last season in Cold War. What I mean by that is, like, this is the first major LAN event we've had since the Modern Warfare Minnesota event, way before COVID even happened. This is the first, like, actual, like, it's the way it was supposed to be, right? Like, production had everything right, the teams had everything right, the game actually worked, air quotes worked, Vanguard's a little broken, but like it's the first actual like LAN that's been the way it's supposed to be from like an entertainment value. It's not just like there for competition's sake. So just to clarify what I meant by that, it's like the first 100% LAN event we've had in Call of Duty in a very long time. And honestly, for those of you that don't like Vanguard esports, COD esports in Vanguard, biased opinion of course, but the OpTic Major that just happened, it was a very good time from a spectator. Even just watching the stream, but it's like overall I give like the actual event, just like not even counting that I'm an OpTic fan if you couldn't tell because I have the OpTic camo on obviously. If we don't count the biases of being an OpTic fan and like them winning the event overall very entertaining. There were a lot of storylines in this major, between Paris winning their first event from Seattle losing, because if you guys don't know, I just don't like Seattle. I don't think they're that good of a team. I don't like accuracy as a player. These guys on the other team are trying very hard and slide canceling with automatons, but like it was almost a perfect event for me as a spectator. The only thing I would have liked is maybe to see Boston do a little bit better, just because I kind of vibe with Boston. Like, I have no real reason to like Boston. I think Zenny's cool. I think it's a really cool underdog story for them. I want to see the Boston Breach succeed as a brand because they just have the, like, they have, like, for lack of a better term, because they're, like, an esports org, obviously, they have a good head on their shoulders. They have a good sense of what to do. And, like, I feel like they're going to be a very strong team, like, from competition and from, like, having a brand standpoint. So, that would be, like, the only thing I would have liked to have seen is the just Boston Breach doing a little bit better. This guy in that back head glitch is a menace to society. Like, let's get the first part out of the way. Just OpTic won the event. Obviously, I have the OpTic camo on my gun. Big OpTic fan. OpTic won the event. Like, I can't be upset that OpTic won an event. So, and obviously, some of the stuff I'm going to be saying is pure speculation because I wasn't at the event firsthand. I don't have a firsthand account of how that was going. But just from what I could tell from watching the stream and, like, what people were saying on Twitter, the event itself seemed pretty well set up. The esports arena in Texas, it's literally an esports arena. It's made for this stuff. So like it would have been pretty hard to mess anything up, to be honest, I guess, but it looked pretty good. Overall, I think this event and future events are going to be a really big W for COD esports, especially if we don't have to go back to like super duper heavy COVID restrictions, because like I said, the two LAN events we had last year, while they were LAN events, they didn't hit like actual LAN events. They were more so just for the competition's sake of LAN. This was like an actual LAN event that people could enjoy and like talk about and like promote for future events and stuff. I don't know how I just killed that second guy. I didn't even kill the second guy. I don't know who I just killed, because that was the guy I was shooting at. Ah, the royalty, brother. You are a douchebag. You're using concussion rounds on the PT. Even as an OpTic fan, like, all the matches in this event were very exciting. The only time, like, the event was kind of boring was when the subliners played, and that's an entire different discussion, dude. The subliners should not be as bad as the subliners are, but the subliners are, they're bad. They're not looking good. They didn't look good on LAN. I think they're probably making a team change. Clayster unfollowed the subliners on Twitter. He went private on Twitter. He's just down bad right now. If the subliners make a roster change, I'm not going to be surprised. The next few matches for like the regular season of the COD C Stage 2, I guess for lack of a better term, start this Friday. If the subliners have a new roster this Friday, I actually would not be shocked. It's a shame to see, man, because like I wanted the subliners to do well. So it's a little sad to see them just fall apart like that, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like I get it though, Crim6 and Clayster are very head buddy whenever they comes to criticism. They probably argued quite a bit. I don't want the subliner situation to impact more than just the subliners, but it's going to. Because whatever player is getting like dropped from the subliners roster is gonna get picked up somewhere else. Because there's no shot they're just gonna be okay with being a substitute, so. It's interesting to see how this will go, but like I said, the next match starts this Friday, so there's not a lot of time for teams to make changes. So yeah, that's my thought on the subliner situation. That entire situation is just foobar, and like it's going to impact more than just the subliners, unfortunately, even though I don't want it to. But hopefully it does help everybody in the end. It's going to be a really weird process because, like I said, they're going to have to make a team change very quickly, and there's no time to like get practice under your belt with those new teams because the new matches start in less than a week. But as far as like the actual matches that happened during the major, like bro, every match, like I said, with the exception of a few of the first few losers bracket matches, were very entertaining. They were very fun to watch. Rivalries everywhere. Paris winning, Paris is terrible. Paris winning was a big one. Seattle losing was a big one because, like I said, Seattle was not as good as people made them out to be. From a business standpoint, I still think the Paris Legion should not have a roster spot, but the 4-man roster that the Paris Legion have, I feel like they could compete in the league, especially considering they are probably making another team change. There is talk of them dropping somebody for another challenger player heading into these next few days, so we'll see how that pans out, I guess. The Toronto Ultra didn't win a single hardpoint the entire event and got top 4. That's impossible. The fact that they won every control they played in and every search and destroy they played in up until they lost, that's pretty absurd, to be honest. If you guys don't follow COD esports, there's not many teams make it to top 4 without winning a hard point. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if it's ever happened, actually. That might be the first time it's ever happened. I hope Toronto figures it out, though, because they're one of the better teams in the league to watch, just because they're so fundamentally sound. They just had a bad event. It is what it is. It also is what it is that this gun is in the game. This Whitley is absurd. I said this in my last Whitley video. This gun is busted. As an OpTic fan, this event was the most fun I've had watching Call of Duty since the CWL Vegas Open and Black Ops 4, which OpTic also won without dropping a series in really dominant fashion. It wasn't even because OpTic was dominating in this series. Like, obviously they were dominating, but like they were just playing the game so well, dude. Everything they did just worked out. The reverse sweep against faze, that's one of the best series of Call of Duty in general in a very long time. They played it super duper well, just grand finals. Shotzzy was killing people in grand finals from positions that I didn't even know existed in the game. Just watching the grand finals will make me a better player. Like, honestly, I'm gonna use some of the spots Shotzzy was using in grand finals and ranked play, and I'm gonna get called a cheater. I also feel like the LAN environment opened up a lot of people's eyes because, like, a lot of SMG players started to not really play that well, and you kind of saw, like, a rise to power of some of the AR presence on the map. Like, not that Dashy was playing bad going into the event online, but, like, the minimal ping, because I don't think they were actually truly on LAN. They were kind of playing on like a 1 millisecond ping or whatever. Dashy just showed that he's a freak in nature. Dashy with an AR is like one of the scariest things on planet Earth. And that showed. He finished the event with a 1.31 KD. That's very good for pro play. I know some of you guys that are watching this that aren't like esports fanatics like I am, you're like 1.3 KD, that's it? That's all a pro player could do is a 1.3? Your KD becomes a very more important stat whenever the enemies are shooting back. Dashy having a 1.3 KD is more impressive than anybody in a pub having a 5.0 KD. Oh yeah, I'm also just being super duper disrespectful. Merc and Maven came back. Merc and Maven are going to be back for the majors, and they're going to be back for champs. They're not going to be back for the regular season, which I guess I get. The content creation thing is working out for them. They probably don't want to devote so much time to being full-time talent for the CDL whenever they're going to be losing out on like a pretty big chunk of money whenever they're not streaming or doing whatever it is they do. So like I get it. At least they're back for the majors. It made a really big difference. It made everybody happy. That was another reason the event was a W in all honesty. Just having Merc and Maven back, everybody's favorite duo, which just opens up the door for Call of Duty to be a S-tier esport because there are not many other esports. Like, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is, like, the time in CSGO whenever Henry G and Sadakis kissed on camera. Merc and Maven were touching each other's nipples and making jokes about things they were not supposed to make jokes about on let's just say they probably got fined a lot. It was a good vibe all around. Like, if you're a Call of Duty esports fan, if you're an esports fan, just Call of Duty being a top tier esport is a good thing, and if you disagree with that, you're just a blatant hater. The only other weird thing, I guess, that came out of the event is that people are finally realizing how absolutely stupid the rat pistol is. This little guy, this little boy right here in my hand, this is a decked out version. The version we use in competitive is a little bit nerfed compared to this, because we don't use magazine attachments, and I don't think we use the barrel that I have on this either. Yeah, the rat pistol might not be allowed anymore because it's kind of stupid. So I guess that'll be interesting to see, because I don't know what the hell we'll use then as a secondary. Oh, hostile dogs. A lot of stuff is going to come out in the next few days, because apparently we're going to be adding to the map pool a little bit. We're going to be having a lot of roster changes. There's just a lot of stuff that's going to be changing, and it's going to be changing very quickly for, like, esports specific in the next few days, honestly. But this game is coming to an end. This is going to be a very weird video for me to edit, because I talked a lot, and I don't know if a lot of the stuff I said actually had relevancy to anything. I kind of just rambled for 20 minutes in my recording, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you guys like that. I don't know. I want to go back to doing more cut comms, but just, like, I grind ranked play. I can't really do cut comms in ranked play. I mean, I could. That would make me a horrible teammate, though, because then my attention wouldn't be on the game, but hey, we'll figure it out, boys, don't worry. But as far as this video goes, that's really all I have to talk about revolving the CDL Major. I'm sure I forgot some things because so much happened. It was a 4-day event, and this is probably going to be like an 11-minute video. So if I did forget something, I do apologize, but if you enjoyed something that I did not mention, the comment section's down below. Let me know what you enjoyed about the Major. If you guys are excited for the next Major, the next few matches, let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comments about any roster changes that might be potentially interesting. Expect the Whitley class setup video in the next few days, but I'll talk to you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a great day, boys and girls. Peace.